YouTube, hello, it's Friday. I only spoke to you a couple of days ago, or was it yesterday? I might have even done that YouTube yesterday. Yeah, I did. It was in my dressing gown. And I was going to have a me day, wasn't I? And be really kind to myself. And how quickly that turned around. I fell to pieces yesterday. I absolutely lost it in the sense of, I think everything I did in the house, I was trying to potter where I told myself I was going to actually sit down and do nothing and be kind to myself and read books. When you look around your own home and there's stuff to be done, you're constantly like, oh, I need to get this done or sort this drawer out or sort that. I think it's like a cleansing process since Howie's gone that I need to go through every single drawer and cupboard. So I started on the drawers over here, and I don't know, everything I did. And having this Mac back was even enabling me to go through photographs, which on one hand, of course, I'm grateful for them, right? The photographs are a snapshot to a memory that I can't go back to. But what they also do in a grieving process is actually remind you of what you're never going to have again. So there's that real double-edged sword, isn't it? So yeah, I had probably my lowest day yesterday after speaking to you guys. I really tried to fight it. I really tried to hold it off. And then I was like, what the hell am I doing? I keep telling myself I'm reading so much on grief and how I've got to let it come. I've got to acknowledge it. I've got to feel it. And then I can move on with it. I'm not on about moving past it. Like I said before, this is never going to fix. This is something I've got to learn to deal with and live with. And, you know, the loss is fucking massive. I'm lost. I'm completely lost in life. I know it won't be forever, but yeah, so I had a really bad day and didn't even feel like I wanted to be at home yesterday. So I ended up kind of running away. I went to Howie's grave. I took some flowers, tidied up. I actually went to see a friend of mine, Tanya, who has horses not too far away from Howie's grave. So I met her there and had a coffee in her barn with her, which was really good because she just let me cry. She let me cry. She let me talk. She let me whinge and moan about shit, my shit life, and that was exactly what I needed. And then I went to Chelsea and Willows and Max's, and I stayed the night. We had a Indian takeaway. I was like, I don't care about fucking diet. I want to get drunk until I can't feel anything. And you know, my kids have been so supportive in everything like that. You know, I was glad to be there, not here, and I was glad to be with my daughter. I'm with my son every evening. He has to put up with me when I'm having my drunken meltdowns. But last night it was Chelsea, poor thing. But I was all right, actually. I think after I'd got to Chelsea's and I had a good cry and explained to her why I was feeling so low, and it was all hitting me at, you know, and maybe it is a marker. Maybe, you know, today is actually, it's 5 to 4 now in 14 minutes, 13 minutes. It will be exactly 8 weeks since Howie died. He died at 9 minutes past 4 on a Friday. So I know I'm feeling it at the moment. Very aware of the time, like I've said to you before. And yeah, it's all a roller coaster. Today, anyway, today I feel better than I did yesterday. Not that you can see it from the bags under my eyes. I've spent the day with my girls, but I did come home. I had my first counselling session with Cruise, which are a charity which help people that are bereaved. So the lady came here. She was very nice and kind of said to me, everything we say in here is totally confidential unless you tell me you're going to harm yourself or other people. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. I was a befriender for Sue Ryder, so I understand the whole confidentiality bit with when you're working with people that are going through a delicate time. So yeah, it was good to talk to somebody that I've never met before. It was good to almost start from the beginning and tell my story, because that's what I feel it is. It's my story. It's a fucking sad one and it made me cry a lot, but it was one of those cathartic hours, I guess, of being able to explain even about Howie and who Howie was and what kind of man he was. That made me feel good, that I'm not talking about a husband who beat me or abused me or did anything. He was the most generous, lovely, kind, gorgeous person. But then that makes it also cruel, doesn't it? That even saying those words out loud gets stuck in my throat because it tells me that this is just fucking unfair and cruel, because there are so many arseholes in this world that don't deserve to be breathing and walking. I'm sorry to be so blunt, but it's true. And my husband didn't make it, and that pisses me off. Yeah, I feel a bit cheated by that. Why can't, you know, if there was divine intervention, why don't all the bad people get this kind of stuff and suffer the way I'm suffering? I guess they don't, though, do they? They end up with cushy little lives, and it's good people like Howie that have gone, and I now have to pick up the pieces. So I don't think that tells anybody I've been bad in my life, but no. Anyway, so it was cathartic. It was good. I can see, you know, I've done a counselling course myself when I lived in Singapore. The support groups, you know what I'm like, guys. If you've been watching me for a while, I totally understand, and I totally realise that I need some help with this. I need some, you know, I mean, as for help, they're not exactly going to tell me what to do, but they're going to let me offload in a different way. And she repeated a lot back to me. She said, oh, I'm hearing this from you, Jan, that, you know, you realise you're only 8 weeks into this very long journey, but you're trying to tell yourself you're going to be okay soon, and you probably aren't. And you know, I kind of need to hear that from somebody, because as much as I'm telling myself that, I'm trying to counsel myself through my grief books, but that's not going to work, is it? At the end of the day, I do need I need some help. So yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. Like I said, it's Friday. It's yeah, I'm having a coffee and then I'll hit the wine, I guess, because that's what I do to numb my evening pain. Weight-wise, by the way, I did jump on the scales yesterday after talking about it, and I'm still 77 kg. I can't convert that, but it's exactly what I was. It's no different, which I'm really pleased about, like I said, because I'm not watching anything at the moment. And if I don't feel like eating, I'm eating a sausage roll or a mini sausage. And, you know, so whilst my blood sugar levels are being kept on a good par, my eating isn't particularly healthy. Thank you for noticing the fish in the background. They're actually Howie's fish, which I keep forgetting to feed. I've just bought food, so they've been fed twice today. And yes, Willow absolutely adores feeding them. That was her job with Grandpa, so I'm sure when she's round on Sunday, she will be wanting to feed the fish like she did with Grandpa. Yeah, we're waiting for her to have a counselling session. I think that's going to be good for her. And so tonight, I've got Mason and Mia home, just him and I. I'm going to do steak and jacket potatoes and sweet corn on the cob, so that will be really nice with wine. And tomorrow I'm off to see my lovely friend Rebecca Becks, who is a very, very old friend of mine, and it'll be good to see her. I wasn't sure if I was ready to go and spend a night at someone's house, but actually they also know about grief. And it is funny how when something like this happens, you do try and surround yourself with people that will understand exactly where you are and what you're doing and how spotty you get. But so her mother, they lost her father 3 years ago, so they totally understand, and he had a stroke. And yeah, Sue is still grieving. She's still a grieving widow, and I'm going to see Sue, and I'll be able to understand her a little bit more from now on, I think, and how her grief and her life has gone. So that's Saturday. And then Sunday, Chelsea, Max, Willow and Mason are here for a roast dinner, which I will be cooking with my beautiful family. And yeah, we shall see. Chelsea's been having a few tightenings, so who knows about the baby. And I did say to her I will call her before I drink tomorrow. It's about a 2-hour drive down to Becky's, and I'll give Chelsea a ring to check that she's not imminently going to have the baby, because then I'll have to come home anyway. But we'll see. She said she's got a friend that could be on call for her if needed, but we'll see. We'll see what goes on. So yeah, just you know, 1 minute I'm okay, guys. The next minute I'm not. When people talk about the different stages of grief, I think I feel them at different times throughout the day. All of those fucking emotions I can feel. And yeah, I've just got to go with it, and I'm trying to go with it. That's all I can do, right? And I'm not going to look at any photos tonight. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to try and be. I'm not going to be okay. I'm not going to be good. I'm not going to be happy. But I'm just going to try and be, rather than be a miserable bitch. And, you know, I've done a lot of crying this week, and I think I'm a bit spent with that, so I hope so. Although they come out of nowhere, if anybody knows that one. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. Keep following me. Keep doing this. This seems a pretty good, okay way of doing it. It just takes a couple of hours to download, but if I walk away and carry on doing what I'm doing, it doesn't matter, does it? I'm probably going to have a nice hot bath, a nice long hot soak in a Lush bath bomb tonight. And sending love to all of you guys. I hope you're all really well, healthy and happy. I hope your weekends are going to be a lot more fun and exciting. Well, I'm going to be having fun at my friends', I'm sure. But yes, sending love to you all. Take care. Bye.